Good morning, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to our third instalment here at the BBBRUN Bridge Run in the picturesque Wentworth Point here in Sydney. The sun is shining and there isn't a cloud in the sky as we approach start here at the 2019 edition of the BBBRUN. Yes, ladies and gentlemen, we are here. Wentworth Point is our venue. Sydney Olympic Park roads. Ladies and gentlemen, it's about to all begin. It's just gone on 10 past 7 here on Sunday morning, March 3. And our athletes, our competitors, are set to begin our 7-kilometre wheelchair event here in Wentworth Point to begin at 18 past 7 and only moments after our 10-kilometre run for all our competitors and our athletes will begin at 20 past 7. So we're here live in Wentworth Point, as I've touched on a few times, and our athletes are in front of us warming up. What a fantastic morning we are here. We've been very lucky. We've been blessed with our blue skies and, of course, our beautiful weather. At the moment, we have the 12-round fitness crew. It's Henry taking through the competitors through their warm-up, getting them more limber before they undertake this run. 12 rounds fitness, of course, is a high-intensity interval training group-based workouts. They're designed by professional athletes and trainers to provide the ultimate total body workout. 12 rounds fitness centre themselves all around Sydney and all around Australia. So 12 rounds fitness, we thank you for having us here. But our main naming rights sponsor here this morning is BBBRUN. Yes, for the third year in a row, BBBRUN are our naming rights sponsor. BBBRUN, creating communities, is their motto, and that's what they like to be known as and known for, and that's exactly what we have here at the BBBRUN. It's all about community feel. It's all about bringing everyone together. It's exactly what we do here. As we said, we have the 7-kilometre wheelchair race beginning at 7:18 this morning, shortly followed by the 10-kilometre run, and then following that will be a 2-kilometre family run. And then finally, our race run, our 500-metre race run. And ladies and gentlemen, you may be asking, what is a race run? I asked myself that same question, but I tell you what, it's something pretty special. Race running is only new. It was introduced first in Denmark, of all places, in Europe in 1991. Race running is an innovative sport for disabled people with impaired balance. A race runner is a custom-built tricycle without pedals on which balance is not a problem. As I said before, that the first race runner was constructed in Denmark in 1991. Race running is an obvious sport for people with cerebral palsy, arthritis-affected, and amputees. Race running gives disabled people who otherwise can only get around in an electric wheelchair, a manual wheelchair, or in a walker, the ability to move by themselves. With a race runner, even people with heavy disabilities may experience the feeling of running. And as we said, that feeling of running, that feeling of community is certainly in the air here today in Wentworth Point. What a fantastic morning we have. Our athletes slowly making their way to the starting line for our 10-kilometre run. But first, our competitors in their wheelchairs seem to be making their way to the marshalling area, doing their last-minute warm-ups, their last-minute mobility stretches before they undertake their 7-kilometre effort. Later on today, we'll be having a few interviews, a few catch-ups and chats with a few of the people who have made today possible, who have really helped out. We also have Eloise Wellings, a Olympian and Commonwealth Game athlete of Australia. Luke Bruderick, a young man who has inspiration ingrained into his DNA, and I can't wait to have a chat with that young fella. We also have a couple of our sponsors who we'll be catching up with today, and I'm looking forward to chatting to all of them as I'm here all morning. My name is Ben Eisenhuth. I am the commentator for today for this, the BBBRUN, the BBBRUN Bennelong Bridge Run. It's a tongue twister, but it sounds oh so nice to say. BBBRUN Bennelong Bridge Run, the BBBRUN. It's the third instalment. It's 2019. It's already March 3. Sunday morning. If you see the feed, you'll be seeing nothing but shining sun peeling through these buildings we see around us here in Wentworth Point, a business district here in Rhodes and Sydney Olympic Park. It's quite a busy morning here, but not for work reasons, for leisure reasons, and for that community feel, as we've touched on a few times. And there'd be close to probably 1,000+ runners here this morning who will be partaking in our 10-kilometre run. A few running for sheep stations, a few running for fun. Sometimes it's just all about getting out of bed in the morning, doing what you don't want to do, grabbing a mate, grabbing a family member, and going for a nice leisurely stroll. And the picturesque feel, the blue skies, the unbelievable morning we're seeing this morning. It's going to be something for all our runners to really take in on this beautiful Sunday morning.
We've also got some cases out there. So
as we touched on before, BBBRUN is our naming rights sponsor. This event is only possible through the generous support of BBBRUN, who are helping create communities. As we said, create communities. Creating communities is their motto and is why they are the #1 construction company in Australia. This is the third year BBBRUN have supported this run, and they have helped create this community. This feel, it's in the atmosphere here. There's medals on screen there. The BBBRUN Bennelong Bridge medals, the BBBRUN medals. Every athlete, every competitor will be taking on board one of those medals as they cross that finish line, whether it being the 2-kilometre family run or the 10-kilometre run or the 7-kilometre wheelchair run. Everyone will be taking home one of those medals. You can see on screen there that there's plenty of our athletes just slowly getting ready before this run. Our more advanced runners and athletes will be making their way to the front as they'll be looking to break 40 minutes, some even potentially breaking 30, which is, if you've ever run a kilometre or two before in your time, maintaining sub 4 minutes for a kilometre is no mean feat. It's quite a tough task. I can tell you that firsthand. I was lucky enough to take part in last year's BBB run here in Wentworth Point, and it was a different starting point last year, but my legs were as heavy as 2 cement blocks by the end of the run, and I'm sure a few of our competitors here today will be feeling the exact same in a few minutes, maybe even an hour's time. And the picturesque run, as you can see there on the left of screen, that's where the athletes will be making their way from our start line. They start and finish at the same location. The time is 7:17 here this morning. Our wheelchair competitors on screen, 7 kilometres are ahead of them. They will begin quite shortly. 7 kilometres. Very difficult. Fatigue, lactic acid of the like building up in the arms of our competitors here in wheelchairs. There isn't a running event around which incorporates both competitors running and also competitors wheeling in their wheelchairs. It's a fantastic event. It's rare. It means a lot to these competitors. It means a lot to, I think, everyone here. As you can see in the background, well and truly 1,000 people in attendance. We've got Christopher Ney partaking in the run today, a Manly great. He will be amongst 999 plus others, all of which have their surname or their first name of choice. You can either place your first or your surname on your bib along with your chosen number. So it will be quite interesting to see who will be taking out this year's BBB running event in both the 7-kilometre wheelchair and 10-kilometre road race. And what a beautiful view we can see there. The start line. The wheelchair competitors poised, set to begin in only a few moments' time here at this year's event of the 2019 BBBRUN Bennelong Bridge Run, the Triple B Run, our third edition.
Notice before we kick things off, safety announcements. If you're in distress, see a marshal when you're out on the course.
Once again, we'd like to thank Bill Bergia. This event is only possible through the generous support of Bill Bergia, who are helping create communities. This is the third year they've supported this run, and they have helped create this community feel, as we have touched on many a time today. I use the word community because it's a very used word. It's a very overused word in the sense that community, everywhere you look, everywhere you go, there is always a community. But to have that sense of community, that feel of belonging, is something that in this world today most people really struggle with. But certainly this morning, the atmosphere, the big man upstairs has cleared way. He's made vacancy for nothing but blue skies. The sun piercing through the buildings here in Wentworth Point. Our time is running quite short. Our MC Glenn in the background getting everyone ready and motivated before they partake in the run this morning. I'm really looking forward to seeing this 500-metre dash, the race run. As we all know, I'm a physiotherapist by trade myself, and I find that patients with multiple sclerosis, with cerebral palsy, with some arthritic change and debilitating arthritis can really struggle to balance, and also just really struggle to have that confidence. And here today with the 500-metre dash, you'll see in a few hours' time, it'll be an absolute sight to see. It's the first time the 500-metre race run has begun, has actually been introduced here at the Triple B Run. 2 instalments without it, but the third and the most important will have the inaugural 500-metre race run beginning in a few hours' time. And you can see all the action here live through our B Live stream. B Live streaming. We'll bring you all the action here this morning. Our athletes just poising themselves. Our officials going through some last-minute decisions, last-minute technical adjustments before our wheelchair competitors find themselves charging across the Bennelong Bridge. And then with a 2-minute halt, our 10-kilometre run, our road run, will begin 2 minutes after that.
So starting today's race is John Kinsella from Bill Berger. So make sure, once again, you after today's event, you get around and look after the team from Bill Berger. Without their help, this event just wouldn't be possible. So we're going to count it down. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
And ladies and gentlemen, there it is. Our wheelchair 7-kilometre race has begun. All 4 competitors charging down the Bennelong Bridge. What a sight. Cast your eyes there. 7 kilometres of brute power, of endurance, of mental toughness, finding themselves using those long arms to obtain all 7,000 metres here in the Triple B event for 2019. And what a challenging task for those 4 athletes. We'll see them in an hour or two's time, 7 kilometres ahead of them. And as we said, in 2-minute delay, we will have the 10-kilometre race run, the road run, I should say. Our more advanced athletes, our advanced runners, find themselves at the start of our line here. The right hand on the left wrist, symbolic of the stopwatch, the start, if you will. And they begin. We're off here, ladies and gentlemen, the 10-kilometre race run. The 2019 Triple B Run has begun, the 10-kilometre run. 7-kilometre wheelchair started only a few moments ago, and the 10-kilometre road run has just begun. Our athletes starting their run over the Bennelong Bridge. What a beautiful, picturesque sight that is. You can see hundreds, and I've done the numbers myself. I've counted one by one, collectively almost in the 1,000. Plenty of our ambassadors taking part in the run this morning, not just competitors and athletes, but our ambassadors, people who have made today possible. And as we touched on earlier, Bill Burgia, this event is only possible through the generous support of Bill Burgia, who are helping create communities. This is the third year they have supported this run, and they have helped create this community. But what a sight. Look at the heads bobbing. Look at the numbers. Look at that community. Yes, once again, community. Bill Burgia, once again, naming rights sponsor for today's event, and what a beautiful sight that is. Our competitors making their way across the Bennelong Bridge, and the numbers, people walk, people run, people simply enjoy, and that's what today's about. There's plenty of athletes taking part, there's plenty of competitors just doing exactly that, just competing, just pushing themselves, waking up early on a Sunday morning when most are laying in bed, listening to this feed and having a coffee or a bacon and egg roll. But no, these athletes are out pushing themselves to the limits. Some more leisurely than others, but most going for a 10-kilometre hike through Wentworth Point, through some of the picturesque sights they will make their way through. So once again, as we said, Sunday, March 3, the third instalment of our BBB run here for 2019, the Bill Burgia Bennelong Bridge Run. Later on this morning, we'll be catching up with and having a chat with a few of our ambassadors, as we touched on, a few of our Revies co-founders in John Nolan Naylan and Jackie Nolan Naylan. Revies, of course, a sponsor of this year's event, making today possible with all their assistance, all their help. They've been quite helpful this year, and also this morning. Revies, of course. Make sure you check out the Revies tent here at the event hub for our athletes after the run to re-energize themselves. Revies have a revolutionary caffeine strip. Which will make sure you get the most out of your recovery and, of course, your run. Revies this morning being absolutely hammered with our athletes and our competitors. People obviously not wanting to run with a bit of lactose in their stomach, so instead going with the caffeine strip. And we'll see whether any of those athletes can run some PBs here this morning or set some goals and obtain those goals with some speedy efforts. But once again, a few other sponsors. We have Steigen. I personally own a few pairs of Steigen socks. Steigen are socks designed by runners for runners. These are great socks, guaranteed to be blister-proof. As you can see on screen there, our wheelchair competitors making their way back over the Bennelong Bridge. Some interesting times we'll be seeing there. Will there be a gap in the field? Will it be a close finish? 4 competitors taking part in our 7-kilometre wheelchair event. Quite intrigued to see who will come out on top. We can see on screen there one of our younger athletes, and trailing him are a few of our cyclists. 4, in fact. And then behind them, of course, are our 10-kilometre race runners, clearly our athletes of the field. They'll be making their way past the 1-kilometre checkpoint. Clearly running at some nice cadence there, some nice speed. You can see there on the bike, there our markers. We have 40-minute markers, in the sense that if you were running to ideally run 4-minute kilometres. Then you'll be in line with that 40-minute marker and so on and so forth. Every 10 minutes, a 40-minute, 50, 60, 70 and 80-minute markers. And athletes should be, some of our front runners, you'd think, we're running sub 40 here this morning over 10 kilometres. So a few of our runners there making it back past our starting line, running in the opposite direction. Up the southern end of our Wentworth Point Business District. A big collection of runners there, accompanied with one of our wheelchair competitors. One of 4 here this morning. Hoka 11, originating in France, designs and markets running shoes. Known for their extra padding and comfort, this brand is synonymous with Ironman competitors. And there are 5 chances to win a pair today, a pair of Hoka 11 shoes. I might have to find myself in that draw. I wouldn't mind a pair of Hoka 11 shoes. So we cast our eyes back to our athletes, back to our runners. Our 10-kilometre row run. 10 kilometres, one athlete will be taking out this year's event. Quite intrigued to see how quick the winning time will be. Will someone break 30 minutes, half an hour? That is running some serious speed. It's a very unlikely event, but the world record, for those listening, of anyone who is keen, is held by an Ethiopian. Kenenisa Bekele once ran 26 minutes and 17 seconds over 10,000 metres. 26 minutes and 17 seconds. Unbelievable effort there, and that's probably why he's the world record holder. Will we see a feat today of sub 30? More of our athletes, the core of the group, making their way back along the Bennelong Bridge. Running in the opposite direction to where they started. Bit of overtaking occurring here. This is where the lactic acid starts to build up. You've been running for more than 5 to 6 minutes. The legs start to get a little bit heavy for some, jelly for others. It's about trying to find that momentum, trying to find that rhythm. It is getting into that rhythm and maintaining it for another 9 kilometres. That's right, 10-kilometre run here this morning. Our wheelchair competitors will be fatigued through their arms, will be feeling the burn, the lactic acid building up. Later on this morning, we'll be seeing our 2-kilometre family run, which will begin at 9 a.m. The Mayor of City of Parramatta, the Mayor of the City of Parramatta will be starting that race at 9 a.m. this morning. Of course, all athletes are well cared for and well looked after this morning. We have St. John's Ambulance on standby. We have many police officers in attendance also here this morning, but there is fantastic care for all our competitors and all our athletes. Our paces this morning are from Woodstock Running Club, the Woodstock Running Club in Sydney. As we touched on, they will be maintaining a 40, 50, 60, 70 and 80-minute timeline with 5 of our runners from the Woodstock Running Club, our pacers, maintaining those speeds. So a couple of interesting bits of attire. Spider-Man, Spidey, if you will, on screen. I'd hate to be smelling that suit in 45 to an hour time. It's nice and warm here this morning. The mercury's just tipped over 20 degrees here in Wentworth Point. And it's been a beautiful morning. As I said, there's not a cloud in the sky here in Wentworth Point. It's all blue skies. There's quite a bit of coverage, though, for our runners throughout their journey. A lot of tall, high-rise buildings covering them and plenty of shade along the run. But nonetheless, when you're waking up on a Sunday morning and you're getting stuck into a bit of a run, No matter how cold or humid it may be, there's going to be plenty of sweat coming off you. So I've just noticed that there's a runner who's a little bit late. He might have had a sleep in this morning or might have taken the wrong turn. So he's said, I'll be right. I'll start. 20 minutes late, I'll be fine. And he begins his descent, his run in this year's 10-kilometre event. So one of our male competitors on screen on his own, making it his start to this year's event. He's clearly a little bit late himself, so the two gentlemen on the left of screen have clearly had a big Saturday night and they've had a sleep in. So the boys are underway. They're going to have a run and they'll get 10 kilometres out a little bit later than others. But back to the core of the race. We see a couple of our competitors coming down the main road here in Wentworth Point. And once again, thank you to our sponsors. We have Dooley's Club, who are one of our sponsors here this morning. Steigen, Hocker 1-1, and Goal. We thank you to our sponsors who make today possible. Without you, there would be no Triple B run. There would be no Bilbergia Bennelong Bridge run. And clearly there is something special happening here this morning. Our third instalment. We're here in 2019. And our athletes are making their way from the Bennelong Bridge Road once again. As touched on earlier, we'll be having a few interviews later on this morning with people who have made today possible. One of those individuals is an Australian long-distance runner, Eloise Wellings. Eloise represented her country in 2006 at the Commonwealth Games in Melbourne and in 2010 in New Delhi. The 2014 edition in Glasgow. She was victorious and medalled in the 5,000 metre and 10,000 metre race. So I'm looking forward to catching up with Eloise, an Olympic athlete, later on this morning. But for now, it's back to our Triple B run. Most athletes getting into their 2 to 3 kilometre stint here. There's a few athletes that will be hoping to maintain 3 to 4 minute kilometres throughout their run. It's a beautiful morning for a road run. There's minimal dew, minimal humidity, a nice light breeze, no rain, picturesque, everything you could ask for as a distance runner. Absolutely perfect. Triple B Run 2019, our third instalment, being brought to you live by B Live Streaming. B Live is an innovative company designed to capture the momentum for your organisation through connecting your events to a live global audience. Be Live will live stream your event to any website, mobile device or smartphone with the ability to simulcast across multiple platforms such as Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, YouTube, and many more at the same time, maximizing your audience reach, which is exactly what we have this morning. Be Live Streaming, bringing you efforts like that. Carol throwing the 2-finger salute in the sky. The index fingers, though. She's dancing along the Bennelong Bridge, as we all should do at some stage in our lives. Carol, clearly one of the larrikins of our run, enjoying herself. She's got herself out of bed at the bright early morning. She's got herself going for a stroll. There's a few of our competitors. There's a puppy dog I see going for a stroll himself. He certainly woke his owner up this morning.
It's the right one, isn't it? That's what's said.
All right, mate, you're doing really well. See that lady in the yellow shirt? That's the 80-minute bus. Yeah, so get on that bus, you can pace it up. 80-minute pacer is just a short stroll in front.
one of our more leisure competitors, finding herself walking at a brisk pace. I like that option. I think it's a good option this morning. She'll find herself finishing in probably about 70 or 80 minutes time at that pace, and then she'll be able to probably grab herself a mochaccino or a cappuccino and have a bit of a chat and a catch up with a few of the other athletes and competitors. And once again, we've touched on the word this morning, community, that community feel. And as we said, it's not always about winning. It's certainly not always about coming first. It's just about enjoying yourself. I know Ricky Bobby once said that if you're not first, you're last, but that's certainly not the case here this morning. BBBRUN, our naming rights sponsor, are creating communities. This event is only possible through the generous support of BBBRUN, who are helping create communities. This is the third year they have supported this run, and they have helped create this, yes, that word, this community. There is a great team here from BBBRUN today. Make sure you keep an eye out for them. You'll see them throughout the run. They have organised and will be handing out the medals for all our competitors. And, of course, they'll be handing out first place for all our age groups. Our race today, we can notice there on screen, the ladies from BBBRUN organising our race medals for all competitors. It's plenty of medals. I can't count that quickly, but I know it's in the high hundreds. And back on screen, we can see there a few of our other ladies waving to screen. Our BBBRUN ambassadors, our volunteers making today possible. Some hydration, some fluid. Our hydration today brought to us by Oshi. Gluten-free and vegan hydration. A few grapefruit flavors, some apples, some more fizzy vitamin drinks, some oranges. You name it, it's here. Hydration specialists, Oshi. Here this morning. Another one of our sponsors. You can see on screen right there, Revies, our energy strip specialists. That's right. We all love a bit of caffeine in the morning, but sometimes we don't like coffee that early. So energy strips is exactly what you need. Revies, bringing you energy strips all morning here at the BBBRUN in Wentworth Point. The picturesque sight of the Bennelong Bridge with two ladies having a chat, having a stroll, and there they are, our St. John volunteers, our first aid volunteers already with a patient this morning. Let's hope it's nothing serious. I'm sure it's not. Three ladies there keeping busy. And we know all morning they'll be taking care of all our athletes and our competitors. Our late, as we said, a sleep in is always good, but not when you're missing the start of the BBBRUN, the third instalment. But I'm pretty confident those two gentlemen, they'll be catching up. They'll be really getting stuck into a run. Now this morning we have our kiss goodbye to MS Stall. Kiss goodbye to multiple sclerosis. Say good day to the ladies. If you're down here at Wentworth Point this morning, give them a hug, not a kiss. Say good day. And they are taking donations all morning and handing out plenty of merchandise, plenty of merch here at the BBBRUN Sydney 2019 edition. And a gentleman just passing by. I think he's just a local to the Wentworth Point community with baby in hand and baby on chest and baby in pram. So a couple of our other competitors coming across the Bennelong Bridge run. A team of 5 Our gentleman in the yellow is our pacer. Obviously, hence the term, our pacer is someone who knows which time to run. We have a 40-minute over 10 kilometre, our 50-minute over 10 kilometre, our 60, 70 and 80-minute paces over 10 kilometres in the yellow jumpers, the yellow jackets, maintaining their pace. And it's very good that they can be here this morning, of course, from the Woodstock Running Club in Sydney. Woodstock Running Club, thank you to all your runners and your volunteers this morning who have made their way out here to Wentworth Point in Sydney to pace their way through this 10-kilometre road run. The time for all athletes has just gone on 21 minutes. Every athlete knows that your time only starts when you pass the finish line. So every athlete has a wristband, which of course has a sensor in it, and the time for your individual run will only begin when you yourself have passed the sensor in the start line, because we noticed this morning that our starting line was close to 100 metres long. It was quite lengthy. So we can see there our finish line, who will be making their way through there. Can we see a few sub-40s, a few 30-odd minute times this morning? I think we will. There was clearly some speed up in front. A few runners who, as we said, aren't here for the leisure aspect of the run. They're still here for that community feel, but they are running for times, for PBs of the like. And 22 minutes, 17 seconds, make that 18. Gone in this year's event. Once again, later on this morning, the first installment of our 500-metre race running event. Race running, you ask? The question that has been posed to me many a time this morning, what is this race running event? Well, at 8:40 a.m. this morning, you will find out. The race running event is an innovative sport for disabled people with impaired balance. A race runner is a custom-built tricycle without pedals, on which balance is not a problem. The first race runner was constructed in Denmark in 1991. Race running is an obvious sport for people with cerebral palsy, arthritis affected, and amputees. And on screen, it's vacant at the moment. There is a few of our runners that are ahead of schedule, ahead of our camera crew, if you will. So the time on 24 minutes now. If we did have the luxury of some world record runners here, we'll be noticing they'll be finishing in about 2 minutes' time. We touched on before the 10,000 metre world record. When you think of 10,000 metres, you think of the great British runner, Mo Farah. But we also think of Gabriel Salesi, one of the great distance runners, and also the world record holder in Kenesia Bekele of Ethiopia with 26 minutes and 17 seconds. Recorded at the 2012 London Olympics world record run. 26 minutes. Unbelievable. But back to our Triple B event. One of our cyclists who are maintaining clearly a speed of leisure as he veers away from the track. And on screen, one of our wheelchair competitors, the 7-kilometre race. He's already made his way through 6 kilometres, 900 metres. He finds his way coming down to the finish line. One of our competitors, he will be coming in first. Our wheelchair competitor there, making his way 7 kilometres in less than 24 minutes. Now, 7 kilometres in less than 24 minutes in a wheelchair is absolutely incredible. The speed he's maintaining, the strength, the endurance, the power in that gentleman's arms is clearly something that is quite special. Taking out this year's Triple B 7-kilometre wheelchair race. Victorious. I will do my best to find out the young man's name. I haven't been able to obtain his details as of yet. I might even try and get him on the feed and he can have a chat with us, because 7 kilometres on a wheelchair in sub 24 minutes is absolutely incredible. So we'll try and get his exact finishing time and his details shortly as he makes his way across a few of his fans, his fellow community members. He's on screen there, the young man. Team Body Fit is on his shirt, so for any of our our Team Body Fit followers, listeners, Gregory, his name is. Gregory, our winner here in the 7-kilometre wheelchair race. Perspiration coming across his neck and his face. He's just been handed his medal. You can see on screen there Gregory having a chat with one of our volunteers. A smile from ear to ear, a grin, if you will. He's taking in the big ones. He's getting his breath back. And Gregory, number 22 from Team Body Fit. Very impressive effort. Gregory in his race wheelchair. A fantastic effort by the young man. Number 22, Gregory, the winner of this year's 2019 Triple B Run in Wentworth Point for our 7-kilometre wheelchair race. Now, I wonder where our other 3 competitors are who are also taking place in our wheelchair race. Gregory, clearly an athlete in his own right. On screen there, one of the medals that Gregory received. He will also be receiving a prize for his victory, his first place, if you will. And on screen there is, again, a vacant view. Clearly our runners once again ahead of schedule. But as we said here this morning, we've already seen some winners. Gregory of Team Body Fit, number 22. Victorious, taking out the 3rd installment of the 2019 Triple B Run. Once again, our volunteers doing a great job. Our hydration specialists here at Oshie providing some hydration for all our athletes. And once again on screen, a few of our cyclists, all of our social members making their way through the run. It's all set up. There were crew all morning setting out markers for our run, not allowing any cars or anyone to make their way past our 10-kilometre layout. Once again in front of me is Gregory, our 7-kilometre wheelchair race winner. Number 22 from Team Body Fit. Any of our Team Body Fit listeners out there, make sure you post on the Facebook feed. And of course, on our Facebook feed, all action is brought to you by B Live Streaming. B Live Streaming is an innovative company designed to capture the momentum for your organisation through connecting your events to a live global audience, which is exactly what B Live are doing here this morning. Once again, a shout out to our naming rights sponsor, Bill Bergia. This event is only possible through the generous support of Bill Bergia, who are helping create communities. This is the 3rd year they have supported this run, and they have helped create this community. Thanks again to our other sponsors, our sponsors of the socks, Steigen. Steigen are socks designed by runners for runners. These are great socks guaranteed to be blister proof. You will see the Triple B Run team running around in them all day and they are selling them at the Steigen store. Once again, Hoka 11, originating in France, designs and markets running shoes. Known for their extra padding and comfort, this brand is synonymous with Ironman competitions. And there are 5 chances to win a pair of Hoka 11 shoes this morning. Revies, make sure you check out the Revies tent here at the Event Hub. These revolutionary caffeine strips will make sure you get the best out of your run. Revies provides a faster, sugar-free caffeine boost that fits in your pocket. Great before a run or workout, and when there's no time to stop for a coffee. Dooley's Club, we are grateful for the support of Dooley's through their community grant scheme. Oshi Isotonic Drink is a pioneering drink for the new generation of people living an active life. We can see on screen another wheelchair competitor. Julie on screen, the red helmet, making her way up the main track, the main road. The finish line is in sight. Everything she's worked for, all 7 kilometres, make that 6 kilometres, 900 metres. Gregory's finished, but where there's a first, there's a second. Julie is the name. Victory or second place is the outcome. Behind Julie is another competitor. Julie in the red helmet. Within 100 metres of the finish line. Let's bring home Julie, ladies and gentlemen. Charging, wheeling, and dealing. Julie finds herself finishing in second place in this year's 7-kilometre wheelchair event. And our third competitor, our third of 4, 3 of 4, in close proximity behind Julie. It's Gregory in first of Team Body Fit. Julie in second. And the young man, 12 years of age. I think that's the young man I'll be catching up with in a few moments' time. I think it is Lukey. Third for the young man, 12 years of age. He finishes with a bronze. And here is one of our runners, 32 minutes and 40 seconds on the clock. And he crosses the line right there. Gold medal. First place. What a absolute effort. Maintaining 3-minute, 20-second kilometres. 32 minutes and not many seconds. What an effort by that man. I might try and grab him for a chat soon. And here comes our second place runner, charging. A straight core, a stiff body, legs pumping, arms moving in simultaneous fashion. And look at the man, perspiration, gets the right onto the left, presses stop on his stopwatch. He knows he's run a good time this morning, a PB I'm not sure, but an effort nonetheless. That'd be about 35 minutes for that gentleman. Once again, the time's not visible to me, so I do apologise. The exact timing, I am unsure, but nonetheless, we have our first and second place. Make that now 3, our gold, silver, and here he is, the man with the Delta singlet. Bronze. We have our gold, silver, and bronze, our first, second, and third. 10 kilometres. Goal. Ticked. PB's run. Efforts. Leftover Wentworth Point. Not much in the tank. Not much left. Never mind. Oshi's here. Our hydration specialist this morning. Here comes Lockie. 4th place. Lockie finishes in 4th. Another one of our runners. Trailing Lockie with the black shades on. Didn't shift a beat, those shades, for all 10 kilometres. Didn't move a minute, didn't move a muscle. Another one of our competitors with the shades. As we said, there's not a cloud in the sky. It's blue skies here in Wentworth Point, and a few of Oakley's and maybe a few Polo Ralphs getting an abuse this morning over the eyelids of a few of our runners. We've had 6 competitors complete the 10-kilometre run, and there'll be hundreds more making their way up our main strip here of Wentworth Point, our business district. 6 competitors completing our 10-kilometre run, and we've had a gold, silver and bronze in our 7-kilometre wheelchair. Gregory, victorious, number 22 of Team Body Fit, finishing in first place here. And then our gold medal winner of our 10-kilometre road run. The athletes being handed their medals, their participation medals, and they'll be being awarded their first, second and third medals for actually placing in those orders. In a few moments' time, the gentleman to my left, just in front of me, we've got number 418, and then Lockie, as he likes to be known, number 202, coming in the top 3 of our 2019 BBB run.
Can we try and find out who won it? Maybe ask these guys. Lachlan.
And we can see a few of our competitors coming across the finishing line here. But here with me now is Lachlan Oakes from Cherrybrook, our 4th place competitor, running a time of, what was it, Lachlan? What did you run in?
About
34:35. So Lachlan Oakes of Cherrybrook here with me, running 34:35. Our gold medal winner, our first place, Dave Cronidi. Now, do you know Dave well? Have you run with Dave before?
Yeah, I've done a few runs with him. Know him quite well. Yeah, he's a great guy to run with.
Great guy to run with. That's good to hear. And once again, Lockie, I've got to ask you a question. I've been using the word all morning, community feel. Is this your first BBB run? Is this the initial for you? Is this the inaugural, or have you had a couple of runs here with BBB before?
I did run here last year. Yeah, it's a great community event. Fairly local for me. Nice flat course. So yeah, I'd love to be back.
Good on you, Lockie. No worries, mate. We've struggled with the audio here, so I don't think I've picked up with much of what Lachlan Oakes of Cherrybrook has said, but I might try once more, Lockie. Now, I did ask you before why you would participate in the BBB event. You've told me that it's your second run. You were here last year in 2018. Now, again, just for the listeners, what brings you back in 2019?
Yeah, it's a great community event. It's a nice flat 10k course, a local run for me. So yeah, it's a great event, and I really enjoyed coming back.
Well, Lachlan, are you part of a running crew? Are you part of a team yourself? Do you run with many boys very often? You said you know Dave Cronidi, who took out this year's event, who came first. What do you do, Lockie? Do you run regularly?
Yeah, so I train mostly in the city. I work in town, so I train with Hurt Squad. I run with a few other groups. Been quite involved in park runs, so got a good group from the Ponds Running Nuts, our social running club, which is good fun. So I've got to know a lot of people through running and really enjoy running with others.
Awesome. Ponds Running Nuts. I won't ask you what your favourite type of protein is. That's fantastic, Lockie, mate. Well, ladies and gentlemen, thanks to Lockie for tuning in with us. Lachlan Oakes, 4th place here. He's from Cherrybrook. He likes to run, and he's certainly done a good job. Once again, what was that time you ran it in this morning?
About 34:35.
34:35. So to the Ponds, what was it, the Ponds Nuts?
Yep.
The Ponds Nuts. To all our listeners out there, the Ponds Nuts and our viewers, a shout out, and thanks again, Lachlan, for stopping by, mate. Really appreciate it. Cheers, mate. Good on you, mate. And as we touched on there, our first place, Dave Cronidi. Thank you once again to Lachlan Oakes of Cherrybrook, our runner. We might even try and grab Dave Cronidi, number 456. He is our first place. Now, I've got you here, Dave. G'day, Dave. I'm Ben, mate. Nice to meet you. How you going? So, first place, mate. What was the time? What did we run it in?
Yeah, it was 32 and a half or something like that.
32 and a half. That's
And-
fantastic. Is that a PB for yourself?
Nah, it's not a PB, but, it wasn't about a PB this morning. It's just getting out and enjoying the run, enjoying being part of this great community event. And it's good to see it growing.
Awesome, mate. Good to hear. I've used that word all morning, community. So is this your first Triple B run? Is this your second one? How many times have you been involved?
No, this is my second. I did it in its inaugural year, which was great. A little bit hotter that year. It was a month earlier. But that just goes to show the attitude of the organisers. They're working hard to make this event for the community, for the runners. And, it was good to be back here again this year.
Good on you, Dave, mate. That's fantastic. Are you a part of a running community yourself? Do you run often? I mean, running a time as 32, that's pretty impressive.
I've been running a long time. Big part of the Sydney Striders, one of the best clubs around.
Sydney Striders, shout out to the boys.
As well as the Run Beyond Project. Shout out to all the Run Beyond Project people out there.
So the Sydney Striders and the Run Beyond Project. Thanks for stopping by, Dave. First place here in the 2019 Triple B run. Dave, thank you.
Thanks for having me.
Good on you, Dave. Thanks, mate. Good on you. No, well done, mate. Good on you. And as we can see, live on screen, a bit of a gap in the field here. Another one of our runners making their way up Wentworth Point, up the main strip of our business district, catching up there with Dave Crenedy of the Sydney Striders. I like the alliteration, the SS, the Sydney Striders. And Lockie Oakes, who was part of the Nuts, the Ponds Nuts. Like the sound of that running crew. I might have to shout out those guys a few more times today. But Lachlan Oakes of Cherrybrook and Dave Crenedy, our gold medalist, our first place here this morning in our 10-kilometre run. We touched on earlier Gregory. Gregory finished in first place of our 7-kilometre wheelchair event. So Gregory in first for our 7-kilometre wheelchair event. Dave Crenedy of the Sydney Striders finishing in first place of our 10-kilometre run of 32 minutes, 34 seconds. 32 minutes, 34 seconds. Now, maths is not my strong suit, but maintaining 3-minute plus kilometres over 10 is a challenging task. And Crenedy, Dave Crenedy, has done just that. Lockie Oakes finishing in fourth. Thanks for having a chat with us, Lock, of the Ponds Nuts crew. Both those boys regular runners, and that would make sense, running times with a 3 in front of it. Half hour, over 10 clicks. Challenging, but clearly for those boys, not even PPing. So it must be a regular feat for them. So back to the race here. On the B Live stream, another one of our competitors crossing the line, crossing the finish line. What a sense of completion, a sense of pride, a sense of passion. On screen, we can see plenty of spectators and now plenty of runners. Look at them all being hydrated by Oshie, being refueled. Thumbs up to the camera crew. Thumbs up to the Triple B run. What a morning, what a performance by all our runners. Here they come, some more of our runners running 40 minutes plus here. Also fantastic efforts, more of our leisure runners. Probably not involved with running groups, but maintaining 4 minutes over 10 clicks, again, is a challenging task. It's no world record effort. It's certainly nothing to stop you in your tracks, but 40 minutes over 10 kilometres. I dare you, ladies and gentlemen, to jump out of bed this morning, chuck on the shoes, the Steigen socks first, and then the Hoka 1-1 shoes, and go for a stroll and see if you can maintain 4 minutes a kilometre over 10. And I don't think many of you will be successful, but plenty of our athletes leaving everything out on the track this morning here in Wentworth Point. Lucky for us, our St. John's ambulance are in attendance for all runners. Look at this young fella charging, sprinting, still going. The arms pacing, the legs strolling. He makes his way. He passes 2 individuals in front of him, the young man. He looks like he's part of the Woodstock running group. Probably one of their youngest athletes, their youngest runners. On screen, there he is, the young fella. Woodstock runners, yes, he is part of them. He chucks over that medal across his neck, on his back. He's not even puffed. He's happy. He's walking past me now. He's happy with how he went. So back on the track now. More runners, more of our leisurely runners, as we said, striding their way. We're over the 40-minute mark here now. So most of these athletes maintaining those 4-minute kilometres, which is, once again, as I said, a very mean feat. It's challenging. As I said, when everyone chucks on their Steigen socks and their Hoka 1-1 shoes this morning and you hop out of bed after that bacon and roll and that coffee made by the missus, I'm sure it's going to be a tough task to maintain 4-minute kilometres, I should say. So a few more of the fellas speeding up as they see the line. Look at him, here he goes. Charging the boys, he kicks clear. He'll be successful. 3:77, hands on their head, sucking in the big ones. It's a great sight when you've run 9 kilometres, 900 metres, you got the finish line in sight. There's just that extra burst of energy you get. Most runners just kick on, don't they? They increase that cadence speed, they increase that stride, and they find themselves finishing with a bit more effort than they started with. But a few of our younger competitors there. Audrey, I noticed, looks like she's with mum and maybe her sister. I think they're a part of our family fun run, which will start in 50 minutes' time. We have a 2-kilometre family fun run, starting in a bit more of a polite time at 9 a.m. as opposed to 7:20, which is when our 7-kilometre wheelchair race and our 10-kilometre road race began this morning. So the headphones in, the pods, I think they are. We've got Dan on screen and a few more of our runners making their way through to the line. That'll be half the field finished now. Hands on heads, hands on hips. A sign, hands on thighs. That's how it goes. Heads, shoulders, knees and toes. The fatigue is set in. Clearly needs to get himself some Oshi hydration. Refuel the engine, refuel the tank. As many of our athletes are doing here this morning. They started with Revy's energy strips, our caffeine energy strips, and they're finishing with some Oshi hydration. Not water. Oshi hydration, the water boy. Adam Sandler wouldn't be too happy with that, but Oshi certainly are hydration specialists. Here this morning at our BBBRUN, the 2019 edition. Our third of our BBBRUN, and as I touched on earlier, later on this morning, we're going to see something pretty damn special. Something that most of us have never witnessed before. It's the 500-metre race run. 500-metre race run, you ask. What is a race run? Well, I can tell you, ladies and gentlemen, race running is an innovative sport designed for disabled people with impaired balance. You center yourself around a race runner which has 2 to 3 wheels and there's nowhere to go but forward. Your momentum of your upper torso powers you to the finish line. And I can tell you, I've only found out about this myself only a week ago, and I've done a bit of study, a bit of investigating, and it certainly will be a sight for sore eyes. I think if you're waking up this morning feeling a little bit sour, a little bit sorry for yourself, hop on the B Live stream on Facebook and have a watch of this 500-metre race run. It certainly is something to motivate you. It'll get you out of bed. It'll probably get you going for a run, or at least acknowledging more people than you would have yesterday. It's a beautiful sight. It certainly is going to be something to witness later on this morning. The 500-metre race run. And prior to that, of course, is our 2-kilometre family fun run. A few more of our competitors back on screen now. Our leisure runners, social runners, family, friends, maybe even a couple of Olympians potentially on screen, running 10 kilometres, clocking 45 plus now. The timing has just gone 45 plus minutes. So once again, thank you to our sponsors, the Doolies Club, Goal, Steigen, and Hoka 1-1 Hocker 1-1. All the shoe requirements needed. Steigen, one of the comfiest pairs of socks I've ever chucked on the phalanges. They're certainly blister proof, and they're certainly the only socks that you need. So back on track, a few more runners noticing that finish line all of a sudden. There's a crowd in view, there's a finish line in sight, and those 30 centimetre strides turn into 2 metre strides. The legs expand, the lactic acid disintegrates, and the excitement certainly comes to fruition. Plenty of our runners this morning drenched in their own perspiration. There's a few oranges peeled, there's a few apples, there's Oshi hydration for all these runners. And for anything more serious, there's St. John's Ambulance on standby, as they usually are for most events, and it's great to see St. John's here this morning. We've got Glenn LeBeau in front of me, who, of course, is one of our event ambassadors. Glenn has been extremely helpful in getting the Triple B run off the ground. It's our third instalment this morning. We're going to try and catch up with Eloise Wellings in a few moments' time. Eloise, of course, a Olympic athlete. She's a runner herself. She's been in this position many a time, Eloise Wellings. She's an Australian long-distance runner. She represented Australia in 2006 at the Commonwealth Games in Melbourne, the 2010 Commonwealth Games in New Delhi, and also the 2014 Commonwealth Games in Glasgow. She was also at the 2012 Summer Olympics, and in 2016, Eloise Wellings made the finals of both the 5,000 and 10,000 metre races at the 2016 Rio, Brazil Summer Olympics. So back on screen, our finish line. 50 minutes ago, our runners started. 50 minutes later, our runners finish. We have a lot of sponsors who have made this morning possible. I will go through them now and list them off for you. And once again, our naming partner, Bilbergia. Bilbergia Creating Communities, our charity partners. Kiss goodbye to MS with a stall here this morning, and the Run Beyond project. Our silver partners, Goal Financial Services, Dooley's Club. Our product partners in Steigen, Hocker 1-1, Lululemon, Oshi, Coco, Second Skin, Well Domination, and Revy's Energy Strips. And of course, our other supporters, the Parramatta City Council, Athletics New South Wales, Wheelchair Sports New South Wales, and of course, Race Running Australia. So if you're just tuning in, welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to the 2019 Triple B Run, the Bilbergia Bennelong Bridge Run. It sounds oh so nice to say, the Bilbergia Bennelong Bridge Run, our third instalment here in 2019. The most competitors we've had, I've just had word, we are 4 figures in the thousands of competitors. We have 4 events. We had our 7-kilometre wheelchair event, which was taken out by Gregory, number 22. Our 10-kilometre road run taken out by Cronidi. That's Dave Cronidi, who we spoke to earlier. And of course, coming up at 9 a.m. this morning, our 2-kilometre family fun run. Most of our families getting out of bed and getting down here for our 2-kilometre run. And then the real special event, the one that most of us are here to watch and here to see, and that's the 500-metre race run. Our 500-metre event, which will be something, as I said earlier, which will be really great to see. Race running, only a new sport, constructed in 1991 in Denmark, and 27 years ago, someone in Denmark had a vision. And this morning, that vision will be made possible by B Live streaming this morning for you all to see. Here come some more runners. There's a few athletes in the way, but Spidey man, Spider-Man, he would be absolutely sweating bullets, Spidey. His hands are on his head. We'll try and catch up with Spidey, I think. I'm curious to know why he's wearing the attire. I don't know if he was scaling any buildings, but he was certainly running and creating a sweat in that suit of his. We've also got Minnie Mouse here. Minnie Mouse taking part in this year's running event. So a couple of characters, which is always good to see. It's all about fun. It's all about enjoyment. It's all about that community vibe, that community feel. We're not running for sheep stations, as we said. Our first place this morning, and Dave Cronidi certainly didn't run a PB, but his first word to me was when I asked him why he takes place, why he takes part. There's Spidey. The helmet's off. That's what Spidey looks like underneath, ladies and gentlemen. That's the man. That is Spider-Man. Still on screen. Hands on hips. In need of some hydration. Oshie, get the man a water. Get him some hydration. Spider-Man, that suit, his missus, I'm sure, will wash that once or twice, if not 3 times. I know I certainly would. He's sweating bullets, old Spidey, but nonetheless, he's finished. So he set out on his 10-kilometre hike, and he successfully finished that. But back to the Triple B run here in Sydney. As I said before, I was chatting with Dave Cronidi, our first place at 32 minutes and 34 seconds. Dave running our 10-kilometre run and taking it out this morning. And Dave's first words were simple. He said that it's all about community. It's that community feel of enjoyment, of getting out of bed, not for yourself, not for personal obtain, or not for personal goals, not for anything for yourself, but to give back to this community, to this beautiful run, this Triple B event. He took part in the inaugural event in 2017, which obviously he said was a little bit earlier in the year and a bit warmer, but the mercury is just tipped over 20 degrees only, so it's maintained its 20 degree warmth this morning, which obviously at 7:20, 20 degrees is quite warm, and I think March is the time for it certainly to be this Triple B run, as we see a lot of our athletes cheering on their fellow runners across the finish line. The majority of our runners have completed this run. More of our leisure athletes, that puppy dog we saw earlier, the white puppy dog, I'm sure will be making his or her way across the finishing line shortly with the owner, I hope. I hope it hasn't left the owner for dead, and I'm sure both will be making their way across the finish line shortly as we see more athletes being cheered on by fellow runners. We are 38 minutes away from our 2-kilometre family run, and shortly after that will be our 500-metre race run, as we've touched on a few times this morning, an event which will really drill home, I think, to everyone watching at home and everyone partnered around or watching a Facebook live stream by B Live streaming here this morning, of just how lucky we all are and how beautiful it is to see that everyone can be involved in running, even when disability and impairments have come their way. So stay tuned for that, the 500-metre race run in about an hour's time. But back on screen, a couple of thumbs up, a few smiling faces. Once again, the shades across the eyes of many of our competitors. Happy to have finished 10 kilometres. They probably weren't smiling at the 6 or 7 kilometre mark, but a few shuckers, a few thumbs up to the crowd, to the viewers. His friends and family, I'm sure, are watching through the Facebook live stream here, brought to you by B Live Streaming. Another athlete seeing that finishing line, and all of a sudden the eyes light up, the legs clear up, as do the lungs, and they charge their way across it to complete all 10 kilometres. It's no easy task running 10 kilometres, especially on a Sunday morning. Most of us on Saturday night aren't in bed by 9 a.m, but I'm sure a few of these runners were. 9 p.m, I should say. But back on screen once again, the man in the yellow jacket. Look at him go, charging, running straight past his opponent. It's great to see a mixture of ladies and men here this morning, boys and girls, a few of our younger competitors. That young fellow we saw earlier, he was fantastic. Our third place runner, or our third place wheelchair competitor, I should say, was 12 years of age. Third place getter in our 7-kilometre wheelchair event was only 12 years of age. That's right. What an event. Gregory took out first, and a 12-year-old came third. It was beautiful to see. A smile on his face from ear to ear. The young man using those young green arms of his to wheel himself 7 kilometres, and I'll try and get his name in a few moments' time, because I think for the age of 12 you're coming third to Gregory, who is on the Paralympian circuit. You're a pretty special young athlete. So back on screen, there's a few athletes crowding our view for our camera crew, but nonetheless we'll do our best to cheer them all home here on the B Live stream for the Triple B Run 2019 edition, our third instalment, ladies and gentlemen. Our Bilbergia Benelong Bridge Run. 3 times this event has taken place. And this morning, Dave Cronidi, our gold medalist in the 10-kilometre run, 32 minutes and 34 seconds. As we said, trying to run 32 minutes and 34 seconds over 10 kilometres. I don't think most people could drive it over 10 kilometres, especially in Sydney's traffic, getting home from Wentworth Point this morning. But we're here at the beautiful Wentworth Point, Sydney Olympic Park, just around the corner from Rhodes. Not a cloud in the sky, 21 degrees, the mercury's just tipped over, blue skies. Plenty of slip, slop and slapping occurring out there to our athletes. A bit of warming down, a bit of a cool down, brought to you by 12 Round Fitness. 12 rounds, bringing you high-intensity interval training all across Australia. Plenty of stretching, and there's also a few masseuses here who are helping our athletes with a bit of a massage, moving along that lactic acid, that tightness, those stiff spots. But back on screen, a few more of our runners. The clock's just tipped over 50 minutes, so a few of our runners running 5-minute kilometres, which once again is pretty damn impressive. So here comes some more athletes finishing our Triple B run. All types of ages, all types of genders, all types of athletes. There certainly are some pretty impressive athletes out here today. There will be trophies, prizes awarded at 8:30 this morning in a few moments' time to the 10-kilometre winners of the under-20 category. 20 to 29, 30 to 39, 40 to 49, 50 to 59, 60 to 69, and 70 and above. That's right, 70 years and above. We had some athletes in their 70s. Now, in my 70s, I hope I'm not running 10 kilometres, but a few of these ladies and gentlemen certainly are. They're getting up bright and early on a Sunday morning, heading out towards Wentworth Point, and they're pushing themselves to the absolute limit. So back on screen, our Bilbergia Benelong Bridge Run, 10 kilometres. The race is won. Dave Cronidi, our winner, victorious here this morning. 34 minutes and 32 seconds. Dave-O. Dave Cronidi. We caught up this morning with a few of our runners. 34 minutes, as we said, and 32 seconds. Dave-O. Dave Cronidi taking out the gold medal. And it was Gregory. Greg, the 7-kilometre wheelchair race. Greg was victorious. Very impressive. Third place, our bronze medal in the 7-kilometre wheelchair race was a 12-year-old young man. Yes, 12 years old. What an impressive sight that was to see. We've had the majority of our competitors finished here this morning. On screen, you can see a few more of our athletes competing, finishing, the eyes lighting up, the legs full of lactic acid. A few cement trucks out there, I'm sure. But on screen, a few of our runners cheersing. I hope they're just hydrations. I hope it's just water. But I tell you what, they deserve something else, something extra. What a beautiful sight it is here this morning at the BBBRUN. The Bilbergia-Bennelong Bridge Run 2019, the third instalment here in Wentworth Point, Sydney Olympic Park. As we touched on earlier, our 500-metre race run for our impaired and disabled competitors will begin in about 30 minutes' time. Prior to that will be our 2-kilometre family road run. Once again, thank you for joining us live from Wentworth Point, New South Wales, here in Sydney. Well done to all our runners. Thank you to all our sponsors. Thank you to all our volunteers. From St. John's Ambulance to our Bilbergia volunteers. Bilbergia creating communities. Creating communities, Bilbergia are our naming partner for this year's 2019 BBBRUN. Kiss goodbye to MS, the Run Beyond project. Gold Financial Services, the Doolies Club, Steigen, Hocker 11, Lululemon, Oshie, Coco, Second Skin, World Domination, and Revy's Energy Strips. And of course, today would not be made possible without the Parramatta City Council, Athletics New South Wales, Wheelchair Sports New South Wales, and Race Running Australia. So another tired athlete, a tired competitor, saluting the camera, saluting the crowd. Still, our runners for the next probably 15 to 20 minutes, from our runners to our walkers to Minnie Mouse on screen. The famous mouse, the famous Minnie Mouse. I'm not sure why all of a sudden she's 6'2" and bald, but nonetheless, she's had a tough trot clearly. Minnie Mouse on screen. We saw Spider-Man earlier, drenched in sweat. When Spidey took off his face mask, his suit, it was quite damp, we'll say. It was wetter than the Gold Coast and Cairns a few weeks ago. So, back on screen, some high fives all around, and that's what it's all about, ladies and gentlemen. It's that community feel. It's that sense of finishing. It's that sense of self-pride. We're not running for sheep stations here, as we said once before. We're not running for personal gain. We're all running for that creating that community feel, that enjoyment. Everyone here not standing on their own. There's people from all walks of Sydney, all walks of New South Wales, having a chat, having a laugh, having a smile, being well hydrated, being well looked after. Plenty of smiles from ear to ear, not a grin, not a sad face in sight. If I could use some emojis, it's the first smiley face you see. He's the happiest bloke, and there's plenty of those hanging around. So, Oshie are our hydration specialists here this morning. There's families, we can see there a few individuals, more than likely local to the area, who have strolled down here. There's some athletes watching the monitor, watching the screen to see whether they're brothers, uncles, cousins, aunties, Spider-Man followers are crossing the chalk, crossing the finishing line. And there's a big fella there running at 55 minutes. We're almost a full hour here into our run. We, in fact, are. I apologise. We are well and truly into an hour of our run. So our athletes now maintaining 6-minute kilometres, hands on heads, blowing big time, that fella. But that's what it's all about, pushing yourself to the limit, turning up for some fun, some enjoyment. A lot of these people just doing a bit more unique, taking a bit more of a unique spell on a Sunday morning. Most people, as we said, wake up, sleep in, have a bacon and egg roll, have a coffee. But not this morning, not here in Wentworth Point, not here in Sydney Olympic Park. We're out of bed at the crack of dawn, We're down here at the Wentworth Point starting and now finishing line for some 10-kilometre running, some 7-kilometre wheeling, and some 500-metre road running. Shout out to his lovely wife who's still in bed, saying, I've done it. I'm victorious. And here he comes on the wheelie chair, saluting the crowd. That's the greatest thing I've seen. He had the iPhone camera up. I hope we can get him back on screen. Let's see if we can get in the crowd, surely cheering him home. His legs wouldn't be tired, maybe his wrists from a bit of wrist extension. There he is. A smile. I don't think he's alone. I think he's with a partner on board. Am I right? No, I'm wrong. He is alone. He's on the bike on his own, the motorised scooter for all 10 kilometres. And he still managed to somehow push the limits to an hour. So I'm not too sure what the max speed is there. But Dave Cronidi, our gold medalist, certainly has a bit of a max speed. He certainly has some endurance and power about him. 32 minutes and 34 seconds as we touched on. Dave Cronidi. Our gold medal winner, as we touched on there, Dave Cronidi. 32 minutes and 34 seconds. We spoke to Dave earlier. He was not about personal bests. There's a bit of stretching happening on screen. The hamstrings would be tight, a bit of thoracic rotation. Look at it. It's good to see. Most people are going straight to the pub. I know I certainly would, but it's good to see that recovery is just as important as warming up and just as important as having fun and enjoying yourselves this morning. So another one of our runners. I think there he is. This is the gentleman. He's a sleep-in victim. This gentleman was 20 minutes late to the run, so we can take 20 minutes off his time. So it's an hour and about 6 minutes, so we'll give him 46, the big fella. Crosses the chalk in 3, 2, 1. There he is. He slept in this morning. He had a couple of Peronis and Stella Artois last night, but he chucks the right on the left. He presses stop. He's smiling. He's grinning. He's battling. But after a 20-minute sleep in, he struggled to get a park. He's had an awful morning. His wife didn't make him a coffee. He had to get up and do it himself. But he's got himself here to Wentworth Point. He's got himself in his Steigen shoes, his Hoka 1-1 shoes, and his Steigen socks, I should say. And he's clocked up 46 to 50 minutes here in his run after a 20-minute sleep in. So congratulations to that gentleman. Another one of our competitors. A few of our social media competitors there, exchanging numbers or exchanging photos, maybe exchanging times. Number 903 was our late gentleman. He's wearing a couple of Hoka 1-1 shoes there, so good to see he's getting into the sponsors' pockets there, and he's about to tuck into some Aussie hydration, not water, It's Aussie hydration here this morning. Here at the BBBRUN, the BBBRUN Bridge Run, an absolute tongue twister, but a pleasure to say. The BBBRUN Bridge Run, another one of our sponsors on board. There he is, the young man, the young lady or young man being awarded a participation medal. That's the puppy dog we're talking about. Looking up to the screen, give us a wave, give us a smile. He's with 656 there in the orange visor. And it's not just about human participation, it's also about the canines. The canines of the world taking part. And isn't that good to see? It's enjoyment. It's fun. It's exciting. A few more of our families making their way here to Wentworth Point. A couple of shirtless runners. A few ladies in sight, and he takes off the Steigen top and says, you know what? This is what I've got. So he's taken off the kit. He's about to cross the finish line. He might have pulled up early. He hasn't crossed the chalk. He might have been told by the missus to chuck the shirt back on. So under the thumb, that gentleman. He hasn't crossed the chalk, but nonetheless, back on screen, a few more of our competitors. Our leisure runners at the 70-minute mark now. even close to the 80-minute mark. Our more leisure runners, a couple of our walkers as well, who have woken up this morning and said, you know what, I'm going to do something different. I'm going to do something I don't usually do every Sunday morning. I'm going to get out of bed. I'm going to chuck on my Steigen socks. I'm going to chuck on my Hoka 1-1 shoes. I'm going to mosey on down to Wentworth Point. I'm going to throw on a bib. I'm going to run 10 clicks. I'm going to hydrate with some Oshi. And I'm going to enjoy the Triple B run here in Wentworth Point. And that's what it's all about. A bit of a fist pump there by our red-shirted competitor. He takes off the cap, sweating bullets, having fun, and that's what it's all about. A leisure cyclist making his way through the finishing line and continuing on his merry way, but the race almost complete here. In fact, it could be it. We could be done. We could be finished. Here comes another runner, I think. No, just a few of our fans with a puppy dog. More of our canine competitors making their way across the finishing line. But here they come. One of our wheelchair competitors, ladies and gentlemen. How good is this to see? He was number 4. We had 4 competitors, and there he is with a group of friends, a group of family. And that is exactly what the Triple B run is all about. It's not about coming first. It's certainly not about coming last. It's about community. It's about that sense of belonging. And that's exactly what we see there. The young man wheeling and dealing his way across the line with friends and family, side by side, having a laugh, having a smile, and a bit of a sweat to boot. Great to see. The team there look like they're from a group of some type. They're in black T-shirts and some writing on their shirts. I'll try and get their details, and I'm sure there's plenty watching. That young man, once again with our order of completion here today, Gregory, victorious. Gregory came first in the 7-kilometre wheelchair race. And in our 10-kilometre road run, we had Dave Cronidi, Davo, as he likes to be known, 32-34, 32 minutes. 34 seconds over 10 kilometres. He was victorious, and that wasn't a PB. We've got a few people stretching in front of us. It looks like it's the crew from Lululemon. I'm assuming it's a French. It sounds fun to say, Lululemon. So a Lululemon for us Aussies out here. So they're stretching a bit of yoga poses, a bit of Pilates. We're back on screen, another one of our battlers moving those legs, getting himself over 10 kilometres, doing exactly what this is all about, changing it up, not going through the motions week to week or day to day, hopping out of bed on a Sunday morning, chucking on the cap, running 10 clicks, saluting the crowd, and enjoying themselves. And that's exactly why we are here. Our MC in the background, marshalling our competitors towards our awards ceremony, our winners to be presented their trophies or their medallions. We have a few categories. We have the under-20s category for the 10-kilometre run, our 20 to 29-year-olds, our 30 to 39-year-olds, our 40 to 49-year-olds, 50 to 59, 60 to 69 and 70 and above. The prizes, I should say, will be awarded shortly. And, of course, our wheelchair race taken out by Gregory. Number 22, another one of our competitors on screen, charging, arms pumping, legs moving, finishing.
Greg, well done. First place.
So once again, good morning to all our listeners. Gregory, there he is, the man I've spoken about all morning. He gapped the field in the wheelchair race. He finished in first, did Gregory. He's about to be awarded his trophy, and there it is. Glenn LeBou, the event ambassador, the event director, handing across the prize. And in second place there, being awarded once again by Glenn and shaking hands with our Bill Berger Group Managing Director, John Kinsella. Gregory in first. Julie in third for our bronze. Being awarded another prize, John Kinsella, the Bill Berger Group Managing Director. Bill Berger, their motto is creating communities. Exactly what BBBRUN represents and stands for. So a round of applause we can hear, we can certainly see. And here's the young fella I spoke about, the 12-year-old. Keep an eye out for him. 12 years old, 7 kilometres. I don't know many 12-year-olds running 7 kilometres. I don't know any 12-year-olds out of bed at this time. And this young man is up, willing his way 7 kilometres in Wentworth Point. What a feat. What an effort. Congratulations to you, young man, and congratulations to all our wheelchair competitors. Gregory in first place, our gold medal runner. On the feed here, we can see a few comments from a few of our listeners, a few of our viewers. Once again, a few of our 10-kilometre runners who are 80-plus minutes now. More of the social side of running. Running certainly is tough, but can be a bit of fun. It's a change-up. You put those iPhones away, you put those Samsungs away, maybe even a Nokia if you're the old type. Chuck it in the pocket, chuck it in the back seat. Throw on the Hocker 1-1s and the Steigen socks and go for a stroll. Go for a run. Enjoy yourself. Take in this beautiful country we call Australia. And this morning, the blue skies, I literally cannot see a cloud. There's not one in the sky. The big man upstairs has absolutely turned it on. And it is a beautiful morning. Some more of our competitors crossing the line, pushing themselves to their limits. We can see them completing the run now. High fives all round. High tens, in fact. Great to see. One of our shoppers running across front of screen. Another runner making their way down the Wentworth Point Business District, Main Street. A few more runners, arm in arm, hand in hand, husband, wife. Great to see. Saluting the crowd. Right cuddling left, left cuddling right hand. It's beautiful to see husband and wife, maybe friend, maybe marriage. Doesn't matter, no. Community, high fives, fun, enjoyment. Any word you want to throw, that's exciting. That's exactly what we have here at the BBBRUN. What a morning it's been. How exciting. How fantastic has the morning been. We have our competitors now. If we cast our eyes potentially to the awards ceremony, one of our competitors on screen, number 411, I can't seem to be getting her name. We have the City of Parramatta Lord Mayor Andrew Wilson on screen, shaking hands, saying hello and awarding our female athletes with their medallions and their prizes. Sub 40 minutes for our victor, number 411. I'm not sure of her name. I will try and get it. If anyone is out there watching and knows of number 411, send through a comment, send through a tweet, send through a post, and we'll give her a shout out. But for our males on screen and our male competitors on screen, and there he is, Dave Crenedy, 32 minutes, 34 seconds. 32 minutes, 34 seconds. Dave Crenedy shaking hands with the other gold, silver, and bronze winners. The first, second, and third females. The first, second, and third males. Number 411 for the females coming out victorious. And Dave Crenedy, the male, number 456, coming out on top for the males. But we can see on screen the City of Parramatta Lord Mayor Andrew Wilson posing with our gold, silver, and bronze female and male athletes, as is our friend Johnny Kinsella. John Kinsella, the Bilbergia Group Managing Director, on screen. And now we cast our eyes back to the thousands in attendance and the millions watching across the Facebook live stream, I only can assume. A few more runners, the social runners, the fun runners, the friends chatting, talking, enjoying themselves across the whole run. What a great morning it's been here at the Triple B Run in Wentworth Point, Sydney. The B Live streaming team bringing you all the action all morning. Once again, thank you to our naming rights sponsor, Bilbergia. Their motto is creating communities, and they're doing exactly that. They're doing it in doses. They're doing it by the thousands here this morning. Bilbergia bringing together hundreds, and as I said, the four-figure number, the salaries, the thousands this morning here at Wentworth Point. Everyone's chatting. Friends, new friends, colleagues, foes, you name it. You put it all aside this morning. You enjoy yourself. You have a chat. You say g'day, and that's exactly what this morning's all about. There's a photo booth section set up for a few of our friends with their medals, their caps, their numbers, their sweaty shirts, their Steigen socks, their Hoka 11 shoes. Get yourself out. Type in Google now. Hoka 11, the best shoes going round. The Iron Man shoes, the Steigen socks, the most comfortable socks you'll throw on your toes today. Steigen, reducing blisters since their inauguration back in the 90s when Steigen first came in to business. Revy's energy strips, a few tired bodies getting themselves back on track, hydrated by Oshie, re-energized by Revy's energy strips. Once again, thank you to St. John's Ambulance in attendance, a few of our competitors being closely attended to by St. John's. Never a fault with St. John's. They find themselves volunteering across Australia. So helpful. Such a fantastic team at St. John's. We thank you for all your support and all your help here this morning and over the last 3 years of our Triple B run. So plenty of photos, plenty of smiles, plenty of enjoyment here this morning. It's been a fantastic morning here. We're going to try and get a few more interviews underway. We spoke to Dave Cronidi, who of course took out this year's event, placed first in the 10-kilometre run, and obviously the gold medal winner, 32 minutes and 34 seconds. Not a PB as well, so keep an eye out for Dave Cronidi in future runs here at Triple B and across the 10-kilometre runs, plenty across Sydney. We now cast our eyes, getting ready for our family fun run. But on screen right now is exactly what we're here for today. That community feel, that absolute excitement. It's absolutely fantastic to see a couple of our younger athletes. Race running, it's called. Race running is an innovative sport for disabled people with impaired balance. A race runner is a custom-built tricycle without pedals, on which balance is not a problem. Race running is an obvious sport for people with cerebral palsy, arthritis-affected, and amputees. Race running gives disabled people who otherwise can only get around in an electric wheelchair, a manual wheelchair, or in a walker, the ability to move by themselves. With a race runner, even people with heavy disabilities may experience the feel of running. It's fantastic to see There's a gentleman in our way, but he's been moved temporarily, and we can see on screen now the race runners, feet on the ground. What a feeling it is for these athletes, these young athletes, these adults, these infants. 500-metre dash it is, 3 wheels and 2 feet. They are strapped into their tricycles. They're strapped into their race runners. The first race runner was custom built and designed in 1991 in Denmark. The Danes, what can't they do? The idea is that with momentum, of course, you are able to lean your torso forward. And there's Carol. We saw her earlier this morning. She was saluting, she was jumping, she was waving. And she's just finished. It's about 90 minutes for Carol, but what a great effort for her. She's had a good fun morning. She's enjoyed herself. But back to the race runners. There they are on screen. Feet on the ground. 3 tyres. So on screen we can see the race running beginning. The young athletes moving their legs. The 2 young ones have taken an early advantage, an early lead. The 2 more mature adults at the back slowly building up their speed. Look at them go, the 2 young competitors. The gentleman in the way of screen, but yellow shirt, red shirt, moving those legs. Both our young competitors with cerebral palsy. What a great sight it is to see. Once told, they'll never run. Once told, they'll never walk. But look at them go. Look at them motor over the Bennelong Bridge. What a beautiful sight it is. 500-metre race. They'll make their way up. They'll make their way back. They turn, navigate themselves around the corner. The yellow shirt's in front. I'll try and get a name, but for now it's yellow shirt. The Bennelong Bridge. He's turned right. He's making his way back. He's paused for a moment. He's waiting for his friend by the looks of it. And off she goes again. What a great sight that is. Waiting for a friend, turning the corner. She's charging away. Not much will catch her. 500 metres, she's in front. The Bennelong Bridge is the sight on your cameras this morning. There's 4 competitors. It's fantastic to see. This is called race running, ladies and gentlemen. The first time we've had race running here at the BBBRUN. The BBBRUN Bennelong Bridge run here this morning. We've had Gregory take out the 7-kilometre wheelchair race. We've had Dave Carnegie take out the 10-kilometre road run. And now we've got the 500-metre race run for our competitors who struggle with balance and disabilities of the like. In front, once again, as we said, the yellow shirt, she's absolutely coasting. She looks to turn the corner, looks over her right shoulder. She's in fine form. We've just seen a few other competitors finish the run, the 10-kilometre run. Number 9, I know there, Chris Ney, but back on screen is this race run. Our 500-metre dash. They've just made their way past the halfway mark, 250 metres. 4 competitors. Who will be victorious? At the moment, it's the yellow T-shirt. And we cast our eyes back to the Wentworth Point main strip, the business district strip. There's another 10-kilometre runner who's just completed her run. It's Hillary. Shout out to Hillary and friends. Hillary Duff potentially, maybe not, but Hillary nonetheless. We're at the start line on screen, which also is the finish line. It's the 500-metre mark for these race runners. Last time we saw these race runners, the yellow shirt was in front. The young lady with cerebral palsy. We're trying to pick her up now. Our camera crew trying their hardest to follow these athletes. The B Live stream here. No other place you can see the BBBRUN this morning except with B Live streaming. B Live streaming bringing you footage all across. There she is. The yellow shirt still motoring away. The one leg on the ground. Isn't that great to see? The tricycle block. The tricycle. There she is. The left leg on the ground. 3 wheels. Our winner of this year's 2019 race run event. What a great sight that is to see. Exactly why we're here this morning. It's all about inclusiveness. It's all about getting everyone involved. And that's exactly what the race run is about. We have two more competitors here. Our red gentleman, the young man, powering his legs. Look at him go. Will he finish in second place? Another one of our competitors to his right, also moving her legs. It's great to see. It'll be a fight to the finish. But in second place, the silver medalist, the man in the red singlet. He'll be finishing in second. And in third, our bronze, the lady in the light blue singlet. It's fantastic to see a new sport, race running. It's all about balance, or lack thereof, I should say. Our competitors here today having cerebral palsy, amputations, one of which has spina bifida, an issue of the spinal cord which involves you unable to use all limbs, especially the lower limbs, hence where race running becomes an event, a physical event, a running event, something that they were told by medical professionals at a young age you will never be able to do is run. And this morning they are proving that to be false. It's fantastic to see. There's some more runners of the 10-kilometre run earlier still finishing. Must have stopped for a coffee, maybe a cold beer. But back on screen is our fourth competitor, the gentleman on screen, making his way in his race runner down the Wentworth Point Strip, our business district. Look at the crowd in attendance. Look at that community cheering on a teammate. Loud ovation here as he crosses the line. And there it is, the completion of our 500-metre race run. What a morning it's been. The third of our events have started and the third of our events have been completed. The 500-metre race run, the first of its kind here in Sydney, Australia at the BBBRUN in Wentworth Point. Race running, new to some, fantastic for all. Look at that sight. The community, the BBB running community. The Bilbergia Bennelong Bridge run is not just a run and leave or a run and let's go. It's about hanging around, sticking around. Family, friends, colleagues, you name it, they're all here. They're here cheering, they're here enjoying, they're here being a part. Thousands in attendance, a beautiful sight. People as far as the eye can see. What a sight, what a fantastic atmosphere it is here. There is not anyone here who's not enjoying themselves. The crowd is absolutely pumping here. People have finished their stretches. The 2-kilometre family fun run is about to begin. The award ceremony for the 7-kilometre wheelchair race has been completed. Of course, we have Gregory taking out this year's event, and the 10-kilometre road run taken out by Dave Croniti. Dave running 32 minutes and 34 seconds. Dave-O, the man. He's a runner from the Ponds region. The Ponds Nuts, it was called. Shout out to all the fellow nutters out there from the Ponds with Dave-O. And once on screen, once again, our family, the family fun run in 2 kilometres. In a few moments, they will begin. Our 500-metre race run taken out by the young man in a yellow singlet. Again, I'm sorry, I don't know his name. If you have his name and you know this young man, please comment on the feed. It'd be great to know. It'd be great to give this man a shout out himself. We've got Christopher Ney finishing in 4 hours and over 10 kilometres. Quite quick for Chris. He's no distance runner, but Chrissy Ney from the Manly region, 4 hours and 8 minutes for him over 10 kilometres. So well done, Chris. Good run. But back here at the BBBRUN, we have the families now who have had a bit of a sleep in. 9:03 it is, 9:03 a.m., 22 degrees. The mercury's just ticked over, so it's going to be a bit warm for the families here this morning, but it is March 3. It's autumn time. No longer summer. This year has flown by, as has the BBB runs over the years. Our third event this morning, 2019 BBB Run, Once again, this morning could not be made possible if it wasn't for our sponsors. Dooley's, Goal, Steigen, Hocker 1-1, our naming rights sponsor. Bill Bergia, creating communities. Our charity partners in Kiss Goodbye to MS, the Run Beyond Project. Our silver partners, Goal Financial Services, the Dooley's Club. On screen, a few of our younger fans, waving, smiling, having fun, looking forward to taking part in this 2-kilometre family fun run. They've had a sleep in. They're up. Brothers, sisters, mums and dads, you name it, they're here. Looking forward to running for 2 clicks, 2 kilometres. As we said, it's nice and warm, not a cloud in the sky. The big man upstairs is certainly looking after us. The run starts by taking part, tracking over the Bennelong Bridge, the beautiful views of Wentworth Point, Sydney Olympic Park to the left, to the right. And then they make their way through the business district. Then they turn around, they make their way back through the Wentworth Point main strip for another kilometre. They turn around once more and they finish with 2 kilometres under their belt. So that site there, once again, ladies and gentlemen, blue skies in the back, not a cloud inside. How beautiful that site is. Everyone hanging around. No one's left. I don't think anyone's left. I think people have in fact turned up. People have heard the ruckus. They've heard the excitement. And there's 10 seconds before the final event. Our 2-kilometre fun run will begin. More of our 10-kilometre runners still finishing. Fantastic to see. Timing is not of the essence here, ladies and gentlemen, this morning. It's all about enjoying themselves, finishing the run when they can, giving it their all, trying something new. And of course, they'll be able to hydrate or refuel, as we like to say here, with B Live, with some Oshi and Fusion 100s from Coco. Our hydration specialist this morning, Oshi and Coco, looking after all our competitors and athletes this morning. A few of our competitors taking part in our photo booth, taking advantage of our photo booth there. They've got their medallions around their necks. They've got their smiles on their faces. They've got their sweat on their shirts and in areas where it shouldn't be. But they're happy nonetheless. They're smiling. And look at that sight, ladies and gentlemen. Once again, thank you for joining us live here from Wentworth Point, New South Wales. Be live streaming, bringing you all the action, as they do oh so well. Coming up shortly is the 2-kilometre family BBB run, the Bill Bergia Bennelong Bridge run, the last of our 4 events here this morning. What a great morning it's been. We have a few partners helping us out this morning. 12-round fitness, high-intensity interval training, handing out free personalised PT sessions. Yes, free personal training sessions for your initial visit. Head down to 12-round fitness, your local 12-round fitness, as soon as you can. Maybe not today for these runners, though. Maybe tomorrow. They're rehydrating for now and enjoying this beautiful Sunday morning. Wherever you are, ladies and gentlemen, grab your phone, chuck on the Facebook live stream and walk outside and soak up the rays, because it is an absolute beautiful morning, an autumn morning here. 22 degrees it is here in Wentworth Point, and it's absolutely fantastic to see. Not a cloud in the sky. Some of our walkers on screen making their way across the finishing line. A leisurely stroll, if you will. The arms swaying, the legs doing the same, the salutes to the crowd. Haven't increased that speed over 4 clicks an hour, but who cares? They certainly don't. They're enjoying themselves, which is exactly what the BBB run's all about. So I think that potentially could be it this morning, but for our 10-kilometre run, Abby Lewis has run 48 minutes and 31 seconds in the 10-kilometre run. So Amy Lewis, the under 20 category, our winner here. And we've got Cameron Wells, I think it was Cameron Wells or Cameron Wills, with 43 seconds flat, our under 20 competitor. I think that was the young man we saw on screen earlier. And we have Lauren Briscoe, our female victorious runner. And Patrick Hughes. So Patrick Hughes, our 20 to 29 first place getter. And then we also have Georgie Farah, between the age of 30 to 39, who was victorious for the females. And in the females, the young man we caught up with earlier, he's in between the ages of 30 to 39, Lachlan Oakes of Cherrybrook. Shout out to Lockie, coming first between the ages of 30 to 39. Now from 40 to 49, we have Lily, the female first place getter in the 40 to 49 category. And Timmy Collins, Tim, or Timmy as he likes to be known, coming first between the age of 40 to 49. And in the 50 to 59 category. And for the men, it's Shitzel Shin, our Asian competitor. I'm pretty sure I know that young man. I think middle-aged man, 50 to 59. I think he used to be a member at the Sydney Aquatic Centre in Homebush. Hello, Shinju. And Debbie and Steve, our female and men 60 to 69 categories. And our 70 to 79 winners were very impressive, running 10 kilometres over the age of 70. As I said, most 70-year-olds can't drive 10 kilometres, and these participants are running it. So what a great feat it is. So there's your first place getters in their respective categories, but our male winner, our first place getter, the first person across the line was Dave Croniti this morning in 32:34. 32 minutes, 34 seconds. And our MC on screen, Glennie, his name is Glenn, our MC on screen. The man with the vocals, Glenn. He's having a look up top. He's noticing there's a drone in the sky. Our 2-kilometre family fun run. They're looking up top. They're looking into that sun. They're waving. They're smiling. They're enjoying themselves. And our 2-kilometre family fun run is set to begin. Not about speed, not about pushing yourself here. It's about hanging close with your mum, your dad, your brother, your sister, your auntie, your uncle, grandma and grandpa. And there's that drone up on screen. We just saw then. Glenn's pointing up to the drone now, our MC.
So I'll give it a couple more minutes. Don't worry about your time. It goes from when you go over the start line.
Our start line and our finish line.
If you've got a big one,
it's the same either way, start and finish. Our 2-kilometre family fun run about to begin.
okay, so what we might do is
The fellas listening, dinner tonight, boys. Shout out to the fellas. But for now, back to Wentworth Point. The family fun run, 2 kilometres to begin in 3, 2, 1. There it is, Glennie LeBeau, Glennie our MC, our City of Parramatta Lord Mayor Andrew Wilson getting us underway with his signature siren, blowing the whistle, blowing the horn. Andrew Wilson, we thank you for being here this morning, sir. The City of Parramatta Lord Mayor in attendance. He suited up head to toe. He himself would be sweating bullets, but now it's back to the track, the 2-kilometre family fun run. It's all about enjoyment. It's about a stroll. There's a few runners, but there's certainly more smiles. There's a few charities here today. Ladies and gentlemen taking part, boys and girls taking part for charities, raising money, raising awareness for certain injuries, certain things that you and me should be made aware of, which is exactly what the 500-metre race run has really hit home to me this morning, as I'm sure it has to all our listeners. Being told once upon a time you'll never walk or run again, and then being placed in a race runner. Whether you have cerebral palsy, spina bifida, balance impairments or disabilities, you have the ability, once again, to run or to walk, and that's exactly what we saw in the 500-metre race run. What a sight it was, how beautiful it was to see. So back on screen again, that picturesque view, isn't it oh so beautiful? Hundreds in attendance. We had almost 1,000 competitors in the 10-kilometre run. But just as that lady makes her way away from screen, a few of our selfies, as you'd like, boyfriends of Instagram, hashtag boyfriends of Instagram there. The hubby, Pram, taking a photo of his missus, of his wife, as she trots her way over the Bennelong Bridge here at the BBBRUN, the Bilbergia Bennelong Bridge Run, the third edition, the third instalment here at 2019. Wentworth Point is the location. What a morning it's been. Once again, our 7-kilometre wheelchair race taken out by Gregory. First place for Greg. Our 10-kilometre race, our 10-kilometre road race was taken out by Dave Croniti. Not sure if he's related to the Croniti family, but nonetheless, Dave. 32-34, 32 minutes and 34 seconds for Davo there. He's a regular runner. And he was only 6 minutes off the world record. Obviously, we touched on that earlier. I do like records, and who doesn't? The world record for the 10,000 metre is held by Kananisa Bekele, 26 minutes and 17 seconds. So Dave Croniti, 6 minutes and a few seconds off that. So what a good effort from Dave it was this morning, as it is for all our competitors. And now our fourth and final event, the 2-kilometre family fun run. All our competitors well and truly over the Bennelong Bridge now. Once you make your way over the Bennelong Bridge, it's about a 500-metre hike down. And then you turn to your right, you make your way back, you walk, you stroll, you simply enjoy. And that's all it's about this morning. Fun, enjoyment, coming together as one, coming together as a community. And that community feel, I've used it all morning. It's the motto for Bilbergia. Creating communities, and they've certainly done just that. Our naming rights sponsor this morning, we thank you. And thank you to the lovely lady handing over some cocoa-infused hydration. Cocoa Fusion 100. Our hydration specialist this morning, along with Oshi. A lot of our competitors from the 10-kilometre run are still in attendance, smiling, taking photos, chatting amongst themselves. And what a fantastic morning it's been. Once again, I'd like to thank a few of our sponsors here this morning. Firstly, our naming rights sponsor, the BBBRUN Bilbergia Bennelong Bridge Run. The BBBRUN Bilbergia are creating communities, one event at a time. Our charity partners, Kiss Goodbye to MS, the Run Beyond Project. Our silver partners, Goal Financial Services, Dooley's Club, Steigen, Hocker 11, Lululemon, or Lululemon for us Aussies, Oshi, Coco, Second Skin, World Domination, and Revy's Energy Strips. And of course, our other supporters here, Parramatta City Council, Athletics New South Wales, Wheelchair Sports New South Wales, and Race Running Australia. There's a few individuals I'd like to thank as well. Eloise Wellings, a Commonwealth champion. We're still trying to grab Eloise for a quick chat before the feed ends. Luke Bruderick, a young man who participates in the race running event and has done so a few times. John Nolan-Nayland and Jackie Nolan-Nayland, the Revy's co-founders. Revy's Energy Strips, bringing you energy all morning here at the BBBRUN. We also have Rick Graff from the Bilbergia Group and John Kinsella, who's the Bilbergia Group Managing Director. Gregory Luff is an Australian world para-athlete, and he has been very helpful in getting the BBBRUN off the ground over the last 3 years. Once again, as we touched on before, Andrew Wilson, the City of Parramatta Lord Mayor Andrew Wilson in attendance. He started the 2-kilometre family fun run with the Hooter. He was also presenting the medallions to our first, second and third place getters in the 7-kilometre wheelchair race and the 10-kilometre road race. But our 2-kilometre family fun run, who will take it out? He's clearly left his mum and dad for dead because it's a young man. He's absolutely charging. Look at him fly. Look at him go. And he's victorious. 1A on the shirt, number 920. 14 on the back. Not 1A, it's 14. He was flying, that young man. He's left his mum and dad and his little sister for dead, and he's absolutely charged down the Wentworth Point main strip. And he's finished in first place, I should say. A few ladies there finishing our 10-kilometre run. They probably stopped in Queensland, I think, for a little bit. So they've just made themselves known to the finishing line. Just a casual 2 hours for a 10-kilometre stroll. But nonetheless, as we said, it's not about speed. It's not about endurance. Although it does help. It's about fun. And there's another young fella. He looks like he's got the Run Crew on. The Run Crew shirt. So shout out to the Run Crew. Our number 14. Our winner here in the 2-kilometre family fun run. He's waiting for mum and dad and little sister. He might be eating on his own tonight because he absolutely took off like he was shot out of a cannon. He's run 2 kilometres in 7 minutes, and he's about 15 years old. He may be 14, hence the number. Running 2 kilometres in 7 minutes. Now, I don't know about you, but he looks like he's about in year 5 or year 6. So, and there's another young fella here. Look at him charging. That's 11 minutes for him. I couldn't drive 11 minutes in 2 kilometres. That's absolutely fantastic. Joshua, hand on shoulder, hand on hip. He looks like he's got a stitch or a cramp. He's battling. He's just fallen on all fours. But we have our St. John Ambulance crew in attendance. They'll look after him. He's a young man. I'm sure he'll be back on his feet in no time. He's already up on sitting down. He's taking in the big breaths. There's a mum and her young son there having a cuddle. It's exactly what it should be. Good morning to my mum, Lanny. Good morning, mum. And there's a bit of a sprint, a family rivalry. The pink singlet, she's charging. And there it is. She gets it. She beats the sister. The pink beats the purple. Not for the first, not for the last. The big fellas, look at those boys go. The blue shirt, he kicks away. He's just got there. He's about 30 years junior to the gentleman to his left, but he's got himself across the line first. So, cream cap, blue shirt, victorious, another family rivalry. The sister says, see you later, little brother. I'm off. I'm leaving you behind me. And she kicks away and she beats the little brother. Looks a little bit older, so we'll let that one go. The brother another year under his belt, he'll be right. Another fast finishing effort. 2 kilometres, you're usually hitting that fatigue line, but certainly not happening here. Plenty of our runners with a lot in the tank, a lot to give. There's a bit of a skirt happening here, and maybe he's just rocked in from Oxford Street last night. I'm not sure what's happening there. He's had a good Saturday night and even better Sunday morning. He's got the red and the yellow mini skirt on and the brown wig. So the LGBT community, good morning to you all. Good morning to one and all listening here on our B Live streaming feed. I'm not too sure why that gentleman, I'm trying to get a name of him. His surname is Snow. It's certainly not Jon Snow from the television show that everyone loves to watch. There's a few tears we noticed, but I think she just pushed herself hard, the young lady there. She's wiped them away. She's got herself an Aussie. She's got herself a Cocoa Hydration. She's back in the game. Great to see. There's a couple of good finishes here. The families, the fun running. It's exciting to see 2 kilometre runs finishing extremely quickly. A couple of dads with their prams. Isn't that good to see? Dad taking their little sons, little daughters. And there's the finish of one of our wheelchair competitors being pushed by a friend or a family member. That's lovely to see. Once again, the smiles all round. There is not a sad face in sight. It is all about community. Family, friends, colleagues, you name it, they're here. Not an enemy in sight. The Triple B run bringing people together. And look at that Bennelong Bridge view. It's lovely to see a couple of strollers, a couple of hikers, a couple of runners. But nonetheless, plenty of smiles, plenty of fist bumps, plenty of waves. And we can see a few more of our competitors, a few dads there, or a few 2 kilometre runners just crossing over that finish line. So, almost at the concluding stages now of our 2 kilometre run. There'll be a few families who are strolling with their babies in prams and having a leisurely chat, a leisure jog over the Bennelong Bridge, as we can see. And what a majestic view, what a sight that is. There's a few puppy dogs in attendance. As I said, we've seen the canine world is on edge at the moment with all the dogs we have seen in this event. Brilliant to see. It's not just a family affair. It's also Bring Your Pet Day, and it's great to see because dogs are very much a part of the family, as we have come to know if you've ever owned an animal themselves. But enough dribbling there. Look at this little one charging. Beat your dad, beat the green shirt. This little girl's flying. Look at her go. Wouldn't be any older than 3 or 4 years of age. She's charging towards the finishing line. Will she beat her dad? Will she beat him? It's not on screen at the moment, but the little one, the 3 or 4 year old's beating the dad. It's great to see. Holding hands. What a sight. How lovely it is to see. Mum and dad, brother and sister, running together. Holding hands. Pressing stop on the stopwatch. They'll go and have a bit of a family brekkie this morning. And how proud is that mum of her little boy running 2 kilometres with her. What a great sight it is to see. If you're around the area, if you're around Sydney Olympic Park, get on down here to Wentworth Point. It's a beautiful family atmosphere. It's a beautiful community vibe down here. It's lovely. It's entertaining. It's exciting. There's so much to do. There's marquees set up with all types of charitable efforts and charitable foundations around us. There's hydration specialists. There's people to talk to, people to get to know, and people just to enjoy their company. And in front of me right now, I can see the winner of the 2 kilometre family fun run. I might try and get him on the microphone. I might even try and grab him now.
Hey mate, how you going? I'm Ben. I'll ask you a couple of questions. What's your name? Luke.
So, ladies and gentlemen, I have Luke here with me. Luke, you came first in the 2 kilometre family fun run, I think. New South Wales CIS singlet and short, so you're clearly a runner. How long have you been running for?
Since year 3.
Since year 3.
Made state, and I thought, why not give running a try?
Good on you, mate. So you made state. Was that for running?
Yeah, that was for cross country.
For cross country. What school do you go to?
St. Pat's.
St. Pat's.
Strathfield.
St. Pat's in Strathfield. I'm an Oak Hill College boy, mate. So St. Paddy Strathfield, a rival of us. Fantastic. And, mate, you're here today with your family, I reckon?
Oh, yeah, my whole family's here. They all run. My mum did the 10K earlier on today.
Awesome. How did she go on that? She finished it well?
Yeah, she finished without stopping, so that was good for her.
Good on you, Lukey. That's fantastic, mate. I noticed that you left your mum and dad and your sister for dead. You took off on your own.
Yeah.
Good. And what time did you finish up with in the end?
Under 7 minutes. But
Under
I'm not
7
sure.
minutes for 2 kilometres.
Exactly, yeah.
Is that pretty quick for you? Is that normal?
Yeah, that's pretty normal.
That's pretty normal. 3 minute 50 kilometres. That is fantastic. 3.5 minute kilometres, would say. So when's your next event? When are you competing next?
I've got my athletics carnival for school, and I'll hopefully try and make nationals.
Well, any St. Pat's students listening out there, Lukey, I think he's the man to beat. So, Luke, thanks for joining us, mate. You have a good morning. And 7 minutes, sub 7 minutes for 2 kilometres. Very impressive. Lukey, what's your last name?
Costello.
Luke Costello from St. Pat's Strathfield. Keep an eye out for that young man. Good on you, Lukey. Thanks for joining us.
Thank you.
Good on you, mate. Lukey Costello there, a St. Patrick's Strathfield student. St. Patrick's Strathfield and in the ISA rugby union competition, and Luke Costello there, a very proud school of Luke, I am sure, and a couple of leaders at that school, a couple of runners at that school should look out for that young man, Luke Costello, running sub 7 minutes for 2 kilometres at his age in year 4. Very impressive. Lovely young man. New South Wales CIS gear head to toe. We can see a few more families now. Back to the 2 kilometre fun run race. He said that his mum took part, did Lukey in the 10 kilometre run, and she was quite impressive. But Lukey Costello, very impressive. St. Patrick Strathfield student. And keep an eye out for him. The cross-country meets, the CIS meets, the state meets. Probably the nationals. If he's maintaining 3 minutes 30 over 2 kilometres, that's pretty impressive. So a bit of skipping there from a few of our competitors. Running isn't the only type of momentum you need or the only type of fitness you need. Bit of a skip and a bit of a hop, a bit of a jump and a bit of a finish. The arms, the salute in the sky. How good is it to see? Our runners finishing here this morning. Our 4th event, we've had our 7 kilometre wheelchair race, as we touched on earlier. Greg, number 22, won that. Our 10 kilometre road race. Our winner is Dave Cronidi with 32 minutes and 34 seconds. Dave, very impressive, not even a PB, so keep an eye out for the name Dave Cronidi. Amongst your runs, he'll probably be the man to beat. And then in our 500 metre race running event, which of course is the inaugural race running event, 500 metre race running event here at the BBBRUN. It was a beautiful sight to see. Our young lady in the yellow singlet was victorious. Gapped the field, in fact. She was very impressive. A disability of spina bifida, just her left foot touching the ground to get momentum. And of course now we've just caught up with Luke Costello, our 2 kilometre family fun run winner. Sub 7 minutes for 2 kilometres. Absolute speed, the young man from St. Patrick's College in Strathfield. Very impressive young athlete and an even more impressive young man. So back on screen, the families, high fives all round, great to see. Mum grabbing the hand of daughter, smiles, hugs. It's just fantastic to see. It's that familial environment, family, friends, community. Exactly what the BBBRUN is all about. Got a cloud in the sky, blue skies all round. The mercury has just dropped down to 20 degrees, so it hasn't got too warm this morning. They said this time last year, and in the inaugural event, it was quite warm. It was upwards of 30 degrees, so a few more fatigued bodies that day, but not today. The BBB event ambassadors smart enough to say, let's push this event back a month, push it into autumn, and they've done that, and we have seen some fantastic times. 32 minutes 34, the quickest time we've seen here this morning for the 10 kilometre race. Dave Cronidi, as I've said. No, he's not paying me. I just like to plug the name. It's a good name, Dave Cronidi. And most of our families now have completed the 2 kilometre family fun run. Names on bibs, smiles all around, medallions. Plenty of young kids will be taking them tomorrow morning to school for show and tell to say, how good was that? 2 kilometres and I finished it. How good am I? What did you do Sunday morning to fellow schoolmate? I guarantee they weren't running 2 clicks. So another dad on screen with a pram. Looks like an Australian soccer shirt there, so repping the Socceroos. Good to see. Another competitor just crossing the finishing line there. Arms in the air, excited, happy, proud, pride, you name it, she is it. The little girl trying to beat her parents in the background. She does just that. 6, maybe 7 years old. Beats dad, beats mum. She can hang that one over her head at dinner. Hey, guess what? I beat you. I'll have the first steak or the first snag. Another canine competitor about to cross the line here. One of the runners with his larger-than-life dog, quite a big dog there. I think it's being held by almost two leads. So it's a big bugger, and daughter and dad and the canine competitor all completing at one. So another dad who's clearly a bit better than most of us. He's grabbing his little girl as he crosses the line. He's cuddling her dearly. He's holding her up. Her legs got a little bit tired. So one of our fathers holding his children in his arms as he crosses the line here. And as we've said, we've touched on it all morning. I think I've said it close to 100 times, but I'll say it 100 more. Our community field, Bill Burgia, our naming rights sponsor, their motto is creating communities, and they are doing that in absolute massive efforts here at the BBBRUN here in Wentworth Point, Sydney. There's the dad there with his little girl. Smile, nod to the camera, great to see. A dad holding hands with his little fella, crossing the line. Mum to the left as well. Great to see. How exciting. Another pram. A few star jumps. A few waves, a few smiles in the background. Our BBB Run, our BBB event for 2019, our third edition. Almost over. One of our little fellas there waving to the camera. He's looking up. He's a little bit lost for words. There's a bit of pause in momentum for one of our competitors. Maybe he's taking in the scenic view of Wentworth Point, which I don't blame him. It's a beautiful morning here in Wentworth Point. As I said, if you're watching the feed, which I'm sure you are, I'm sure many are, I'm sure thousands, if not millions, are watching this feed this morning on the Be Live streaming. Grab your phones, chuck the streaming on, walk outside, maybe grab a glass of water, even better, Fusion Cocoa Fusion or Oshi to hydrate yourself while you go for a stroll this morning. Because it's a lovely morning. It needs to be taken in outside. There'll be a few sore heads from Oxford Street last night. I think we saw one of them wandering in this morning, as we said, with a red and yellow, what would you call it, skirt on, I think, which is great to see. Getting involved in the old BGT or the LGBT community, but also the BBB running community here this morning. A couple of shuckers, thumbs up. Thanks for coming by the boys. Great to see us. Families with their iPhones recording their other friends and family members crossing the line, crossing the BBBRUN finishing line here this morning. What a great start to the day it is. That sense of accomplishment before even breakfast is consumed. Once again, thank you to the following sponsors who today could not be made possible without their assistance and without their help. Our naming partner, Bill Burgia. Bill Burgia, creating communities. Thank you very much, Bill Burgia. It's the Bill Burgia Bennelong Bridge Run, BBBRUN, named after our naming rights sponsor. Our charity partners, Kiss Goodbye to MS. Our The Run Beyond project. Goal Financial Services. The Doolies Club. Steigen Socks. Hocker 11. Lululemon. Oshi. Coco. Second Skin World Domination. Revy's Energy Strips. And of course the Parramatta City Council, Athletics New South Wales, Wheelchair Sports New South Wales, and Race Running Australia. The City of Parramatta, Lord Mayor Andrew Wilson in attendance here, ladies and gentlemen, this morning. Olympic athlete and Commonwealth Games medalist Eloise Wellings in the 5,000 and 10,000 metres. She's also here with us this morning. Plenty of assistance, plenty of help. The chairman of Race Running Australia, Richard Keith. The chairman of Athletics New South Wales, James Constantine. Our Olympian race walker in Athletics New South Wales ambassador, Cheryl Webb, is in attendance with us here today. We've got absolute stars of the race running, athletics, walking, distance running fields. We have royalty in the Lord Mayor, Andrew Wilson. And we have families, and that's the most important, ladies and gentlemen. Family and friends here together as one, starting the morning off with a 10-kilometre run, making their way through Wentworth Point, Sydney, which is our location here this morning. And a dad and his little girl absolutely flying down Wentworth Point Boulevard. She takes a knee, She has a look at a bit of bark. She's going, what's happening in there, Dad? What is at my hands? What is at my feet? And she's still on screen. She's handing a bit of bark to the mum, no. She's still going. She's flying. She's with Dad to her right, Mum to her left. She looks to cross the line. Where is our little competitor? She's with Mum and Dad. Dad's trying to say no. Stop looking at the bark. Let's get to the finish line. I need a coffee. I'm exhausted. I've been up since 3. Now she starts running. She's motoring towards the line, the little girl. 1 foot in front of the other. Steigen socks, Hocker 1-1 shoes. She crosses the line. The little girl, no, yep, there she is. She's crossed the line. She's completed the 2 kilometre hike. Mum cheers. Dad goes, thank God for that one. He gives his little girl a kiss and says, congratulations. And there it is. Our B Live streaming team, fantastic with their footage today. Capturing every moment, every inch of every metre covered by these athletes. It's been great to see. Bit of music happening now in Wentworth Point. The party is starting. The running is done. The sweat has disintegrated. And the partying is about to begin. Runners of all sizes, all shapes, all ages. There she is, that little girl. We've found her. Dad's happy. Look at that relief, look at relief on his face. Get me a mochaccino, please, he says. A few more of our competitors crossing the line. What a great morning it's been here. A few of our listeners tuning in. Shout out to Tissy Sweeney. Good morning, Tissy. Jeddles, Frankie, Kyle, Alana, how are we all? I'm out here at the BBBRUN, the Bilbergia Bennelong Bridge Run, the 3rd instalment here at the 2019 BBBRUN here in Wentworth Point. Scenic to say the least. Beautiful. Couple of clouds now coming across. It was bright blue skies. The mercury's just dipped to 19 degrees Celsius. We've got the 12-round fitness crew on screen right now. 12-round fitness, bringing you high-intensity interval training. A couple of poses, a couple of smiles, and our personal trainers with their BBB singlets on, and also their 12-round fitness singlets on. So great to see BBB bringing together a whole heap of communities, 12-round fitness, the best personal training industry going around. There's bubbles being blown for the little kids. There's cool caps. There's green skirts and pink shirts. There's bubbles of the like. The kids are loving it. I'm loving it. I'm sure you're loving it at home. What a morning it's been. Just recapping our results here this morning. Up first, we had the 7-kilometre wheelchair race. It was taken out by Gregory. Gregory finishing 7 kilometres of wheelchair racing in sub 25 minutes. Sub 25 minutes. Do the maths, ladies and gentlemen. That is quick in a wheelchair. If you've ever tried to be in a wheelchair yourself before and you're an able body, it is very tiring. Gregory over 7 kilometres, sub 25. We've got a bit of fairy floss on screen. How good's that to see? I haven't had fairy floss in years. I'll have to go grab a little bit. And again, other results. Our 10-kilometre road run was taken out by Dave Cronidi. Had a chat with Dave earlier today. He said he's not here for sheep stations. He's certainly not here to win any. He's here for that community feel. Have a look on screen, ladies and gentlemen. The Germans, the Lowenblau, head down to the rocks today. Look at them, the knees going laterally, the lungs going bang. Playing their instruments, playing the accordion, absolutely loving it. There's fairy floss, there's photos, there's music, there's sound. The Germans are here, it's a party. And again in our 500-metre race running event, just recapping further results, a young lady with spina bifida in a yellow singlet was victorious. And then as we just caught up then, our final event, our 2-kilometre family fun run, Lukey Costello, a St. Patrick's College student from Strathfield, was victorious. Lukey's just passing me now. G'day, Lukey. Running sub 7 minutes. over 2 kilometres. He said he started running when he was 11 in the cross country and said, you know what, I like that. I'm going to do that more often. Not many kids say that. They usually hop on the PlayStation or the Xboxes or whatever else they do. But on screen, there it is. That's what it's all about, ladies and gentlemen. Not about first, not about Ricky Bobbery. If you're not first, you're last. That's certainly not the case here today. It's about family. It's about fun. It's about getting up and doing something together. Putting away those iPhones, putting away those frustrations or those arguments, having a laugh, enjoying yourself, going for a run, exercising, getting out in these beautiful Sunday mornings, Sunday, March 3, beautiful blue skies here in autumn. On screen, a few of our disabled athletes in their race wheelchairs. Of course, the race wheelchairs you can see they're quite lengthy. But back on screen now is our finishing line. There are a few more families still to finish. Wentworth Point, a difficult area to get around this morning by car, but as I said, leave your car at home. Also leave your frustrations. It's about enjoyment this morning. Hop out of bed. I don't know if you're at... There she is, that little girl once more. Oranges and apples in hand. Mum and dad smiling. They're going to get some photos from the photo booth here. I'm sure they're going to be getting some fairy floss as well for that energy hit. For the adults, it's the Revy's energy strips. The caffeine boost. But for the kids, it's all about the fairy floss, the music, and the smiles. And that's what we've seen plenty of this morning. We've seen it in doses. People of all walks of life, all ages, all races, all genders, you name it, they're here. Wentworth Point is the venue for the BBBRUN Sydney 2019 event. And what a morning it's been. Only a few moments left here in the feed, ladies and gentlemen. All our volunteers, we'd like to thank once more. I'll just recap our results once more before we sign off here for this morning. We started off with a 7-kilometre wheelchair race, taken out by Gregory. Then we had our 10-kilometre road race, taken out by Dave Croniti in 34 minutes and 32 seconds. Do yourself a favour. Chuck on the Hocker 1-1 shoes and the Steigen socks and go for a run today. And let's see if you can break 34-32 over 10 kilometres. I dare you, Espo, Luke Esposito, give that a try. Third event was our race running event. And what a sight that was. We had a spina bifida individual. We also had a couple of patients, or a couple of competitors, I should say, with cerebral palsy, amputees and disabilities of the like. Running. When they were told once upon a time they could not run, with a race runner custom built for them, they can do just that. And then finally, as we saw in our 2-kilometre family fun run, it was taken out by young man Luke Costello, a St. Patrick's College student from Strathfield. But for now, here at the BBBRUN here in Sydney in Wentworth Point, we'd finally like to thank our naming partner, Bilbergia. Bilbergia Bennelong Bridge Run is the name of our tournament. It's the name of our event. They are creating communities one event at a time and one day at a time. Our charity partners, Kiss Goodbye to MS, the Run Beyond Project. Our silver partner, Goal Financial Services, the Doolies Club. Our product partners, Steigen, Hocker 1-1, Lululemon, Oshi, Coco, Second Skin World Domination, and Revy's Energy Strips. Our other supporters are, of course, the Parramatta City Council, Athletics New South Wales, Wheelchair Sports New South Wales, and Race Running Australia. Ladies and gentlemen, it's been a fantastic morning here. As you can see on screen, our German friends, but more importantly behind them, our family, our friends, now our BBBRUN athletes and competitors. My name is Ben Eisenuth. It's been a fantastic morning here in Wentworth Point for the third instalment of the BBBRUN, the Bilbergia Bennelong Bridge Run. It's the third instalment here complete. 2019 is the year. We'll see you all again next year. We thank you very much for your company, and for now it is goodbye.